Right then, it's August 2019, approaching the end of August, so time to do a little allotment update. I'll try and be brief. I might cut this up because I'm using my camera instead of my phone today as a little experiment, but here we go. So there's not much going on in the greenhouse at the moment because A, it's so hot everything wilts, and B, it's just not that time of year. I've taken some cuttings of a couple of my tomato plants, which are a bit wilty at the moment because they got burned in there yesterday, as a little experiment to see if I can keep those over winter to next year. If not, no biggie. And here we have some dahlias, some little garden patches coming back. Crazy growth from a rhubarb. I haven't eaten any of this stuff, so I have to do something with it. My plum trees, lovely and green, no sign of any fruit this year, but that's fine. It also hasn't grown any, so we'll see if it grows any taller next year. Nectarine's looking much better than it was last time. There's no curling of the leaf, no blistering, which is great. No fruit, but that's to be expected. Over here, I've built, since last month, I've built just a little temporary frame for my loganberry to grow onto, and as you can see here, it's growing quite big. My two blueberries are doing okay. On my pear, now the pear's a bit weird because it's actually flowered again. It's had a growth spurt in the last month and it's flowered, and it looks as though we've got little pears pollinated. Don't know what's going to happen with those. I imagine they'll just drop off because it's too late in the year, so a bit weird. Over here on this bed, turns out calendula are bloody massive, so I've had to cull some of those. This bed otherwise though has done really well. I've got the last of them, a beetroot. I've got asparagus that I planted from seed, and that's doing really well, I think. I've never grown it before, so I've no idea. I'm hoping that next year, we'll see some signs of the first bits of asparagus, but realistically, we're probably talking 2021, 22 before we'll see anything that I can harvest. Got some spring onions that I planted about a month or so ago. They're doing all right. Might have to give this a water today because it's going to be bloody hot. Here we have potatoes. This I had my beetroot and chard. That's all done with now. Over there, that bed had carrots and peas and lots of stuff in it now. I planted some potatoes this week, so that's good. That'll keep that one busy. Over here, we start to see the beginning of Squash Apocalypse 2019, because on this bed we have 2 butternut squashes that are doing really well. Loads of butternut squash have grown, so you can see, I have 2 here, 2 there, 1 there. Absolutely loads of them everywhere. The other plant's pretty much the same. My salad stuff that's underneath it, done with. This bed is a little soury for itself, also has butternut squash growing in it with plenty of them, and it did have my sweet corn. However, some bastard critter has been eating it straight off the cob, straight off the bloody stalks. So yeah, a bit gutted about that, but I should have covered it up really. There's a couple left here, but I no doubt they'll get eaten in the next couple of days. And this butternut squash plant is amazing because its fruit, all of the squashes on it, I like this one. I'll leave it to you to figure that one out. Over here, let me just pull out because this is a bed of, I think, 3 plants, which it turns out are too many. One is Ukuchikuri, which I think is this. And then we've got spaghetti squash, and if I can find a way to get in without getting pricked. Then we've got spaghetti squash. Loads of spaghetti squash in there, which I'm going to have to figure out what to do with. So that's all doing really well. This bed's just kind of a placeholder at the moment. There's a couple of sorry bits of beetroot and spring onions which look like going to die. There's this summer pumpkin thing, which is fine. Over here, now I thought Ukuchikiri was this. So I don't know what I've actually bought, but you know, it looks pretty interesting, it looks pretty cool. There are more of those in here, but at the moment it's just like an impenetrable wall of squash, which for the bed is good because it means that, you know, we're going to have fewer weeds, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. In the polytunnel, well, if you saw last month's update, you'll see this is very different in here now. I pulled down all of the cucumbers because they just were taking up too much space. I couldn't eat all of them, and they'd started to just develop big, large seeds inside the fruit. So they've gone. Over here we've got a sweet pepper plant, which is doing all right. I seeded it a little late, so I think that 1, 2 might be all we get off of that. This is a Moruga scorpion chili, which is now, say, maybe just below a metre tall. Hasn't fruited. There's some flowers have just started to show, but I think that's going to be a write-off for this year. And it was, you know, this is one that lost all of its leaves a couple of times, so just the fact that it's come back is really good. I might try and overwinter it, see if it does better next year. We've got our melon plant here across the floor, which has got, as you can see, a couple of melons looking really good. One of the tigerellas, 2 of the tigerellas. These are hopefully going to be done in the next week or 2, and I'll pull those down. Back here there's a Buchalokia, which hasn't done very well. I might get 1 or 2 pods off of that. This is a lemon drop, or ahi lemon, or also known as the hot lemon. And it's done, considering this was really late to start from seed, and it only came in here about a month or so ago, it's done brilliantly. You know, I'll maybe get 10, 12 peppers off of that, but all things considered, that's not too bad. A very sorry looking heritage tomato, artisan tomato. Well, the last of the red alerts, which were absolutely prolific. I might grow those again next year. They're really tasty, slightly bigger than a cherry tomato. Really good. Over here, now this one, I've no idea what this is. It might be a paper lantern habanero. This is what the pods look like, but stupidly I didn't label it, or the tag went in and I've lost it. So that's a bit annoying, but I'll have some hot peppers by the look of it ripening off this in the next week. This one is another Trinidad scorpion, a Moruga scorpion, and back here, if I can see them, are a couple of pods, and that might be all I get off of this plant this year, as again this one had lost all its leaves and I thought it was dead in May when we had the late frost. Some jalapenos, they're really mild. I ate one of those off the plant the other day, pretty mild. Another jalapeno, hasn't really done much. Another red alert, I just don't want to lose that fruit. Another red alert, another jalapeno, some more tigerellas. This one is another Trinidad scorpion, but it's not done anything. A couple of melons, and really well. Then over here, that's a chocolate habanero. So maybe get 1 or 2 peppers off of that one. This one is a Buchalokia, which I bought. Maybe get a couple of peppers off of that one. Scotch bonnet red, which is not going to get any peppers off by the look of it. Another tigerella, and down here is what is definitely a paper lantern habanero, and if you can see at the back, have some ripe peppers, so I'm going to pull some of those and give those a taste later, maybe. We've got some more Scotch bonnets here, and then at the back here, the last one which I missed earlier is another Buchalokia. So all in all, not too bad. I've been a bit bummed out this month because we had some really bad winds, and when this shakes, it snapped the lines of some of the tomatoes and some of the cucumbers, and there was a fair bit of damage in here. So you know, I'm going to take some lessons for next year. The tomatoes are going to be behind, they'll be double stringed. The chilies will be towards the front so that I can actually have access to them, and hopefully they'll be a bit warmer in the middle than right exposed at the side. I'm definitely going to plant the chilies in later, grow them bigger at home, harden them off before putting them in, because I expect that's really, for me, should be the state that these plants are in June, not in August, you know, late August. So it's too late now. I don't think we have enough time to grow any serious peppers. But this time next year, my plants I expect them to look like that by June and be fully podded and to give me lots and lots of peppers. So that's kind of it. It's been a long one this month, and I don't feel like I've actually got much done. So I may record this again, but if not, thanks for watching. If you've watched it, if you've enjoyed it, leave a like or something. Oh, what a douche. Anyway, I'm going. Bye.